I'm Beth, and I am here to talk to you about the S word. I know, you didn't expect that. So here we are. Some of you are thinking about becoming homeschoolers. Some of you are homeschoolers. If you are one, you'll already know that you get this question all the time, and it truly is the number one myth about homeschooling. And that is simply socialization. It's the S word of homeschooling. Where do you socialize those kids? If they're home all day, what on earth do you ever do to get them to learn how to behave in society? But truth is, our kids are actually very well prepared for society, and you learn social skills 24/7 in the family setting, especially if there's multiple ages of children, but also just child to parent, parent to child, going on errands, being in activities, being involved in different organizations, maybe at church, or maybe it's choir or sports or something like that. Lots of kids will be around their peers, and they don't have to be at a school building from sunup to sundown to do that. And it's fine if you send your kids to a school and that's what you like, that's totally fine. But I just want to reassure you that socialization shouldn't be your number one reason to send your child to school. The schools that we actually know today have really only existed for a little over 100 years. So you can imagine all those centuries beforehand, people managed just fine. But that is something that has been instilled in people who send their kids to school, is that their kids are now learning how to behave in public and in social situations. But you will find that a lot of homeschoolers actually are very well behaved. They get along with multiple ages. They don't just get along with their own age. They find that older kids actually really do well with younger kids, and they make the best babysitters. They are able to talk to adults very easily, and they find that they get more adult interaction one-on-one than kids who are in the classroom setting, because that's like a bunch of children with maybe one or two adults at a time. So I just want to reassure you again, don't worry about that part. It gets taken care of. There's lots of things you can do. One is to find a homeschooling support group. Probably almost every single community has one, and there's ones to be online as well. But locally, you can find people in your area, sometimes in your neighborhood. Large churches sometimes have entire homeschool groups within their church. You'll probably find that some of them aim toward, like a curriculum choice or a certain style of homeschooling. And that style could be anything from school at home all the way to unschooling. A lot of people de-school for a while when their kids first remove themselves from the typical public school education. And we also find that there's anything in between. I'm kind of what they call a relaxed, eclectic homeschooler. I pull in different materials from different curriculums that I like, but I also use obviously a lot of Usborne and Kane Miller books because that's what I do. It's one of the reasons I started doing this. And we use the library, and we use, lots of free resources, and I just pull things in that go with my child's learning style. The biggest mistake I think that a lot of homeschoolers make in the beginning is they get a giant big package of curriculum, and the reason it's kind of a mistake is usually it appeals to the parent. They look at that and they're like, ooh, that's how I would have loved to have learned something. They're not really conscious of the fact that that's why they're attracted to it. And then they get it and they get all frustrated because their child isn't that kind of a personality. One book that I think will probably help you a lot is called Life in Colors, and it's available from your Usborne Books and More consultant. It's $9.99, and it'll really help you to figure out your learning style, but also your communication style between parent and child, and it'll be really good. So I hope that this has helped you to feel confident in the fact that you don't have to worry about socialization. You can get the support you need, and you can, test out different homeschooling styles and see what fits for you. I'm trying to pet my dog right now because this is real life, and this is this is another S. This is Scout, and she wanted to come and say hi. So thank you so much. I wish you well on your decision-making journey, and we are here to help.